Hello, I'm Deborah Hutton, and on behalf of Holden, I'd like to welcome you to what will be years of luxury driving pleasure. The Statesman and Caprice represent the latest approach by Holden to a tradition of style, safety, and pure motoring excellence. And as you would expect, Statesman offers a large range of features that can be adjusted to suit the needs and requirements of the individual. This video will provide a quick snapshot of these features and explain how they operate to maximise your Statesman ownership experience. You'll see a menu bar at the bottom of the screen. Each section represents the different feature categories of comfort, convenience, security, storage and safety, with some important information for Caprice owners at the end. If you want to skip ahead, feel free. Otherwise, sit back and allow me to give you the guided tour. Let's start where the real comfort begins, the seats. Both the driver and front passenger seats on a Statesman offer the same full range of electronic adjustment. The control for the driver's seat is located down here. This dual switch arrangement provides an 8-way smooth adjustment to ensure a comfortable, relaxed driving position. The front switch adjusts the height and tilt. Move it up or down and the seat will follow. The switch can also be tilted to adjust the seat angle. When you tilt the front of the switch up or down, the front of the seat follows. The same applies for the rear of the switch. Slide the front switch forward or backward to move the seat base in the same direction. This gives comfortable thigh support without restricting access to the pedals. The rear switch can be used to adjust the recline of the seat back. It simply follows the direction of the switch movement. Remember, this recline feature doesn't alter the tilt adjustment. Once you're in a comfortable seating position, the lumbar support can be altered by moving this wheel. This adjusts firmness to the lower part of the back. Perfect. Now the head restraint should be adjusted. This, of course, is a safety feature, not a headrest. It's used to help reduce whiplash neck injury in an accident. To maximise its effectiveness, pull it up or push it down until the upper edge of the head restraint is approximately at eye level. Then click it forward so it's as close as possible but not making contact with your head. If you go too far, pull the head restraint all the way forward as it will then reset to the start position. The seatbelt should now be set so that the strap sits comfortably across the centre of the shoulder. You can change the height by squeezing the adjuster. Move it up or down until it's in the right position for you. Make sure the anchor clicks firmly into position. There. Now you're seated in the best position for comfort and vehicle control. It's time to adjust the steering wheel position. The Statesman steering wheel offers both tilt and telescopic adjustment. Release this locking lever under the steering column by pulling it down. Grasp the wheel and move it up or down, in or out as required. When you've found a comfortable position, move the locking lever up and you're set. The vehicle should be stationary when adjusting any of these features. By the way, the power steering system's a little different than most cars. It's called variatronic steering, which means the level of power assistance adjusts to the driving circumstance. When you're parking, the level of power assistance increases, which allows for easy manoeuvrability. Yet at higher speeds, the level of assistance reduces to give you more positive and confident steering control. It's this sort of attention to detail that will make driving your Statesman such a pleasure. Now that we're comfortably seated, let's take a look at the array of driver convenience features that you can activate from this position. It's quite a box of tricks. Firstly, the headlight switch. You've got the normal selection of off, park lights and headlights on. But for the ultimate in set and forget functions, Statesman also offers an auto setting. The auto setting means you never need to turn the headlights on or off again. A sensor in the centre of the dash will automatically do it for you, depending on the light conditions outside. It even activates the lights when entering a darkened garage, car park or tunnel. So from now on, all you have to do is select high or low beam. And when you get home, the headlights will turn off automatically when the ignition is turned off and the driver's door is opened. No more returning to the car to find the light switch on and the battery flat. Another convenient feature is that the headlights can be set to stay on for a short time after you have left and locked the car. They could light up your front door and provide that extra lighting as you enter your home. You can program the length of delay yourself by checking Chapter 1, page 19 of the owner's handbook, or ask your Holden dealer to set it for you. Statesman also features fog lamps for improved vision in foggy conditions. They activate by pushing this button under the headlight switch when either the headlights or park lights are on. We do recommend, however, that you check local laws regarding the use of fog lamps. To help make things even safer, Statesman is also fitted with cornering lamps. If you're indicating a turn with the lights on, a cornering light will light up the area in which the car is turning. This helps reduce the risk of damaging your vehicle when negotiating tight corners. The instrument panel lights on the Statesman can also be dimmed to a comfortable level. Just move this tab on the headlight switch up or down. Now let's look at the operation of the windscreen wipers and the washers. The wipers work by moving the switch up or down. The intermittent mode can be adjusted on this lever and will automatically speed up as the car speeds up. To operate the windscreen washers, pull the lever towards you. Okay, let's turn our attention to conditions inside and address the climate control unit. It's an impressive array of buttons, and for the set and forget type of driver, well, it couldn't be simpler. Firstly, press Auto button until it's glowing green. Then using the red or blue arrows, set a temperature that represents a comfort level, usually somewhere between 22 to 24 degrees. That's it. Statesman does the rest. For instance, on a cold morning, an array of sensors may initially direct warm air to the windscreen, then to the footwell vents. Then later still, the system changes to bi-level, when the fan slows down and sends air to the face and footwell vents. Now what happens if the front seat passenger has the sun streaming in on their side of the car? No problem. Statesman's dual zone system allows them to set a perfect temperature for themselves by controlling the air coming from their vents only. Now if you wish to display the temperature outside the car, press this outside temperature button. Why? Well, if you were heading towards a weekend away in the snow, for example, and it's suggested that the outside temperature is 3 degrees or less, icy roads become a real possibility. It's important cautionary information, and you should adjust your driving accordingly. Of course, the auto system can be turned off, and all these operations returned to those drivers who prefer a more hands-on approach. Chapter 1, page 27 of the owner's handbook provides all the detailed information you need. Just quickly, let's have a look through the wheel at the dashboard controls and the trip computer. The triple window displays provides information on 9 areas of the vehicle performance, which are accessed using the mode button just under the analog clock. Speed-related displays are in the left window, distance-related displays in the centre, and fuel displays on the right. You can count the trip distance, distance to empty, fuel consumption rate, and even program the car to tell you when you've gone over the speed limit by using the mode button and up and down arrows. For further functions, such as kilometres and time remaining to your destination, Chapter 1, page 10 of the owner's handbook is probably your best bet. Don't forget, you've always got your Holden dealer as well. To maintain a constant speed on an extended trip, Statesman is also fitted with cruise control, located here on the indicator lever. To activate the cruise control, you simply click the on and off button. The word cruise will be displayed on the instrument panel. Now accelerate the car to the desired speed and press the front part of the top switch. The word active will appear alongside the word cruise. The car will now maintain that speed with your foot off the accelerator. To turn off the system, depress the brake pedal or use the on-off switch. If it's safe to resume your last cruising speed, press this resume button. You can even accelerate or decelerate using the top button. However, we urge you to read Chapter 1, page 34 in the owner's handbook, as there are several warnings associated with using cruise control that should be clearly understood. You also have the option of Statesman's automatic transmission, economy or power mode. The power mode uses revised transmission shift patterns to give the car a more responsive feel. The economy mode is recommended for normal or freeway driving as it gives better fuel economy. The choice is yours, depending on your driving style. Well, it seems Statesman's wide range of features can be customised to suit the driver's every need. But what happens if there's more than one regular driver? Well, let me tell you about Statesman's remarkable priority key system. The two keys supplied with Statesman provide two different memories of electronic settings. If a driver has already set the climate control, trip computer, time delay for the headlights, power or economy selection on the transmission, and the instrument dimmer level, then all these settings will be recorded against that driver's key. A second driver can also program the car to their specific liking, and their settings will be remembered by their key. The key also records sound system details like preset radio stations, preferred volume, balance, and so on. It even remembers how high each driver likes the antenna. So how do you program the key to do all this? Simply by locking the car. Regardless of how many changes have been made to these functions, the next time that key is used, they will return to that driver's preferred settings. It couldn't be easier. Now that's what I call special treatment. Now let's look at a few more features. Firstly, the power windows. These are activated by the buttons located here between the front seats. The windows are active whenever the ignition is on and for 45 seconds after the ignition is turned off and a door is opened. This can come in handy if you've left a window open after you've stopped and taken the key out of the ignition. As an added safety feature, if the ignition is turned off but a door is not opened, then the windows remain active for a full hour. This small button displaying the figure of a child is the child safety switch and will deactivate the rear windows. The driver's window also features an express down function. Simply depress the appropriate button for more than half a second and it goes down. To stop the window before it is fully lowered, just touch the button again. The interior dome light is another great convenience feature. At night, this light and the footwell lights automatically switch on for 30 seconds after the engine is switched off. This allows you to grab whatever you need before leaving the car. Well, we've covered most of the driver adjustable features in Statesman except for the audio system. It's as sophisticated as the rest of the vehicle and deserves special attention. I'll give you an overview of the most used functions, but a complete and comprehensive operating instructions manual is provided in the car. Let's have a look. You've got an AM/FM radio with a total of 18 preset stations, a cassette player, and a 10-stack CD changer located in the boot. The system plays through a total of 10 speakers, giving you as much sound as the 260 watts can pump out. The audio system is security coded to minimise the risk of theft. If it is removed from the car, it is useless. The PIN number will be entered by the Holden dealer prior to delivery, but if the car battery is ever disconnected or flattened, it will be necessary to reinsert the PIN. After all, the system was designed for the owner to enjoy, no one else. The PIN number is provided in the glove box package and should be kept separate to the car. Volume is controlled here, and by pushing the knob in, you can adjust the bass, treble, fader, and balance. You'll probably want to store your favourite radio stations, so choose AM, FM1 or FM2. Find the station by using the tune or seek buttons, then press and hold any one of the 6 preset buttons. After 2 seconds, the audio will briefly mute to indicate that the radio station has been stored. The automatic station memory allows the storage of a further 6 AM and 6 FM radio stations. It's a great benefit when you're away from home, as the strongest radio stations can be stored without you knowing their frequency. The radio antenna height can be adjusted using this button under the audio display window. You get the best reception with the antenna fully up, but you may need a lower position to avoid overhanging branches. Once you've set this height, your personal identity key will remember that position. The 10-stack CD changer is located in the boot, providing literally hours of listening pleasure. Slide back the cover, eject the magazine, and load up to 10 of your favourite CDs. Replace the loaded magazine into the unit and close the sliding cover. The CD player is now ready to play. Many features of the sound system can also be operated from the steering wheel. Press the mode button down to scroll through the radio bands, cassette and CD functions. In radio mode, the next button will take you to the next preset station, up or down the dial. In cassette mode, the next button fast forwards the cassette to the start of the next track when the automatic program search function is active. In CD mode, tap the next button briefly to advance to the next song. If you hold it down slightly longer, it will advance to the next CD. The down arrow will do the same thing. Tap it briefly to select the last track and hold it down slightly longer to go back to the last CD. Control the volume with these arrows or press mute if you need to drop the volume. Incidentally, if you have a mobile telephone fitted to the car's audio system, the stereo will automatically mute when you answer a call. It's state-of-the-art and all at your fingertips. And while we're talking about state-of-the-art technology, there is one more feature available that was purely science fiction a few years ago. Statesman and Caprice also come with an option of satellite navigation. The sat-nav system is fitted by the engineers at Holden by Design, and it's a powerful tool in today's growing traffic congestion. If you're unfamiliar with where you're headed, Holden sat-nav can take care of the directions for you. You simply enter the destination before driving off and select guidance. Then, every time you need to make a turn, you receive both spoken and visual guidance from the fully integrated monitor. Up to 24 navigation satellites monitor your location. This information is then passed on to your Holden sat-nav, so you'll always know where you are just about anywhere in Australia. You'll find detailed instructions in the sat-nav owner's handbook. As you can see, the Statesman has been designed so that each driver can fully customise the car to their own preferences, and then you can just relax and enjoy Statesman's simple luxury. Vehicle and personal security are undoubtedly critical areas of concern these days. Holden has addressed many of these concerns with a number of features that discourage anyone other than the owner enjoying the vehicle. Remote central locking locks all the doors at once. The code sent to do this rolls or changes with each use to stop thieves using a code recording device. The remote deadlock works by pressing the remote lock button twice. This literally deadlocks all the doors, so that even if a window is broken, the door still can't be opened, even from inside the car. Thieves would literally be limited to crawling in through a broken window. Locking the doors automatically activates the engine disable system, which prevents it from being hotwired. An alarm will also sound if the electricity usage of the vehicle alters. Try to force the driver's door lock with anything other than the correct key, and the lock will simply rotate. No luck there. And if the steering wheel was forced when locked, it will eventually turn on a special slip ring system. It'll spin around, but the wheels won't. So Statesman would appear to be relatively secure from most thieves. But what about additional security for the owners themselves? When you unlock with the remote key, a single short press on the unlock button only unlocks the driver's door. Anyone hiding on the other side of the vehicle can't get in with you. Statesman also features approach lighting. When the car is unlocked at night, Not only does the interior light come on, the headlights and tail lights will come on at the same time. This effectively lights up that area around the car and lessens the possibility of an unwanted surprise. To use this security feature, you have to make sure the headlight switch is left in the headlight or auto position. Incidentally, if the car were left with high beam or fog lights on, they'd both illuminate when the car was opened. If you don't start the car within 30 seconds, the lights will go out again. Approach lighting is also a convenience. If the car is in a darkened garage, one press on the unlock button, even if it is already unlocked, will illuminate the headlights and allow entry to the car without the need to turn garage lights on and off. Once inside the car, a quick push down on the door lock will centrally lock the car and turn off the interior light. If you feel you're in a security risk type of area, this minimises the time you could be clearly seen. Just before we go, I should mention two other convenience or personal security features. Pressing this button on the remote for a couple of seconds opens the boot. A delay has been built into it, so you don't open it accidentally. Alternatively, you can open the boot from inside the car using the button in the glove box. This button becomes inactive once the car has been locked, so if somebody were to break a window and force open the glove box, they could not open the boot. For your personal safety, Holden has stored a safety triangle in the boot lid and a first aid kit, which is stored here in the rear seat. Simply pull down the middle section of the rear seat and pull it out. The other security feature of Statesman ownership is the full 3-year roadside assistance Ultra package. In the event of the unexpected happening, from keys being locked in the car to mechanical assistance being required, help is readily available by calling a toll-free number. This service is available throughout Australia for a full 3 years from the date of first registration. The Ultra package includes accommodation, alternative transport, rental car assistance and Australia-wide vehicle recovery in case of an accident, theft or medical emergency. Conditions apply, so check the policy manual for full details. With over 900 centres ready to provide this service around Australia, the chances of being stuck somewhere are very slim. A major advantage of owning a spacious car like Statesman is storage. From the front seat, you can access full-length door bins, a glove box that will hold a full-size street directory, and a centre console area where you can store CDs and cassettes. There are also 2 cup holders neatly concealed in the centre console area. From the back seat, you have large pockets in front of you and further pockets here on the front of your seat. The boot, with a massive 541 litres of wide-open, flat-floor storage space, is big enough to swing a golf club. Well, it's certainly big enough to carry 2 sets of golf clubs. Lift up the boot floor and there is an additional storage area just behind the spare tyre for any extra items. Holden has also provided a luggage net to secure items like a briefcase or shopping bags. You can set the net up as a retainer by hooking the 4 corner loops of the net to the top 2 hooks and the 2 centre loops to the bottom hooks. If larger items, such as a suitcase, need to be secured, simply connect the 4 corner loops to the 4 hooks in the car, leaving the centre loops unhooked. In the interest of helping to protect you in an accident and to minimise the risk of it happening in the first place, Holden have included active and passive safety features on Statesman. Essentially, active safety features assist the driver in avoiding an accident. Now, these may be familiar to you, but it's worth looking briefly at each one in turn. The Statesman's anti-lock braking system, or ABS, is a 4-sensor system that constantly monitors for wheel lockup, ensuring peak efficiency of braking. Since most drivers slam on the brakes in a panic situation, this is a critical safety feature. Locked brakes, particularly on a wet road, can mean loss of steering control. ABS allows the driver to keep control and attempt to steer out of trouble while continuing to slow the car down. When the ABS is activated, it's normal to feel a pulsing effect from the brake pedal. The driver should keep constant pressure on the pedal to allow the ABS to do its job. Traction control also utilises the ABS sensors, but they actually monitor for wheel spin rather than wheel lockup. A spinning wheel means that the driver has applied too much power to the rear wheels and the tyres cannot effectively grip the road. Traction control helps reduce the wheel spin and helps prevent loss of traction on wet or icy roads, or when one wheel is on the gravel shoulder of a bitumen road. Unlike ABS, the traction control system can be turned off. It's always switched on automatically when the ignition is turned on, but there are times when wheel slippage can be desirable. Loose gravel on a steep driveway, for instance, or if the car is bogged. You must have traction control off whenever snow chains are fitted. To turn traction control off, you simply depress the button to the left of the transmission lever. A warning light will illuminate to highlight that traction control is no longer active. Both these safety features are critical, so please read Chapter 4, page 7 of the Owner's Handbook for more details. A further safety feature is the Independent Rear Suspension System, or IRS. Developed specifically for Australian driving conditions, IRS makes for a more comfortable ride by allowing each wheel to operate over bumps independently. IRS also improves handling and plays an important part in Statesman's total suspension package. The ability to swerve and recover could mean the difference between a heart-racing experience and a serious accident. IRS helps the rear wheels stay flat to the road, matching the tyre adhesion of the front wheels and minimising the risk of rear wheel breakaway. Another example of clever technology is Statesman's self-levelling suspension. This suspension system monitors vehicle load and automatically helps to compensate for passenger, boot or towing load. The result is a more stable, more comfortable, level ride. These active safety features are aimed at helping Statesman drivers to avoid accidents, but they do happen, and in some cases are unavoidable. To this end, Holden safety engineers have compiled an impressive array of passive safety features, monitored by a sophisticated microprocessor to help protect the occupants. In a frontal collision, the crash pulse optimization system means enlarged crimped side rails crush progressively to help reduce impact severity. The occupants are also held in place with special locking devices on the seat belts. If the collision is severe enough, the front seat belts automatically retract, holding the occupants even more firmly. These devices are called seatbelt pretensioners, and when deployed, the engine and fuel pump are turned off, doors are unlocked, and the interior light illuminates. If the impact of the frontal collision is even more severe, the driver and passenger airbags may be deployed. The driver's airbag expands to a full 65 litres, while the passenger bag has a massive 120-litre capacity. They are located in the steering wheel and passenger side dashboard, so it's critical that these areas are kept clear. Don't place anything between the airbag and the person it's designed to protect, such as adhesive stickers or decorative objects. In a frontal impact, occupants may compress the seat and slide out from under a seatbelt. To address this, Statesman has what are called anti-submarining seats, both front and rear, which means that they simply resist compression and again minimise seatbelt trauma and the risk of knee injuries. Statesman is also equipped with side impact airbags, which are important for a number of reasons. Firstly, the airbags are located here in the seat itself, the optimum location regardless of seat position or angle. And secondly, they inflate in 2 stages. The first inflation helps protect the chest area, and the second helps protect the head and neck. Because they're located in the seat itself, it's critical you don't fit unauthorised seat covers. Unlike the front driver and passenger airbags, which will always deploy as a pair, side impact airbags are triggered independently of the front airbags and only deploy on the side of the car that has been struck. For our Statesman owners, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you now have a better understanding of your car and its features. If you've missed anything, you can easily rewind to that section on the menu bar at the bottom of the screen to view it again. The owner's handbook is also there to guide you. For Caprice owners, the last section deals with some of the added features of that model. So if you'd like to know more, stay tuned. For those of you with a Caprice, you have the most sophisticated car Holden has ever made. It offers all the features we've mentioned on Statesman, but takes the level of refinement even further. The grille, hood ornament and special tone-on-tone paint give the body that extra prestige, along with chrome exterior door handles, unique Caprice alloy wheels and luxury leather seats. While we're on the subject, the seat and mirror positions on Caprice are included in the personal identity key system. The seats also have a further 3 memory settings using the buttons down here on the outside of the driver's seat. It's great if you have more than 2 usual drivers, or if you wish, you can store in the memory a more laid-back position. To set these buttons, make sure the ignition's off, adjust the seat to your liking, and then hold one of the buttons down until you hear a chime. Every time you tap that button, the seat moves to that programmed position. Done. Even the mirrors are intelligent. When you activate the heated rear window, the outside mirrors start to warm up. They'll even turn themselves off. And when you put the car into reverse, the left-hand mirror automatically dips so you can see the curb. You can choose to switch this feature off if you're backing out of a tight driveway by pressing this button on the side of the driver's seat. The rear view mirror is electrochromatic, which means it's clever enough to automatically tint to reduce the glare from rear headlights. It's cancelled when you select reverse and can be turned off with this switch here on the mirror. If you have to change a tyre and choose not to use Holden roadside assistance, why get grubby? There's an emergency highway kit with a kneeling mat, gloves and chamois stored under the boot floor. In Caprice, the rear seat passengers are as comfortable as those in the front. You've got illuminated vanity mirrors, climate control buttons, radio, cassette and CD functions. And they've actually thought about who wants what. 2 stereo headsets are stored here inside the armrest and plug into sockets at the back. When they're in use, the sound system allows the rear passengers to listen to rock FM radio, for instance, while the front occupants can enjoy their favourite classical CD through the normal 12-speaker system. The sound system comes with a graphic equaliser and can also simulate venues like a concert hall, stadium or club environment. And it can even change the audio focus from a full car with passengers to just the driver. So there you have it. The luxury, safety and style you've come to expect from Holden, with a few surprises thrown in as well. It just doesn't get better than this. Thanks again for taking the time to ensure you get the most out of your new Caprice, the flagship of the Holden fleet. And from everyone at Holden, we wish you many years of luxurious driving pleasure.